Hey, have you watched Outer Banks on Netflix yet? You haven't? Good. Don't bother. Okay, what's up, guys? Today I'm just gonna go on like a little mini rant on Outer Banks and stage it as a review of the show. So I'm gonna start this off. If you like that classic Netflix, like two really attractive people have no personality, so they never find love until they meet each other, then they realize they can be really attractive and have no personalities together. If you like that, then you're gonna love this show because that's all it is. But if you like actual stories and like anything else, you're not gonna like the show very much. Now, if you are a fan of like the kids group treasure hunt type thing, like the Goonies or the Lost Boys or something like that, which I am normally, you're going to feel like the biggest cuckold on the planet if you watch the show, because the main plot, or what you think is the main plot of this show, is there's this shipwreck with a bunch of gold on it. Like, oh, okay, so this whole show is gonna be like them learning how to find the gold and then finding the gold and then like something else. Nope, they find it in like episode 4, dude. Like, you know what they do? It's pretty much for the first whole episode, for the whole first episode. Sorry, they build up. Oh, there's just gold out there. We need to go get it. We need to go get some equipment. We found this map. We can. Nope, fuck you. They find it in like 3 hours into the show total. Like that, and then that's over. They really don't do anything with it until the very end. And that's my biggest problem is the first 4 episodes, like, I liked. Like, I like the main group with John B, JJ, Pope, and Key, the girl. Yeah, they're pretty cool. But after, like, the 4th or 5th episode, it just doesn't focus on them at all. The main characters goes from those 4 to John B, the girl now that he now likes, and that girl's family. Who, all of them are not very good characters, except for the girl's dad. And the girl's dad is a psychopath, and you're supposed to hate him, but he's the only one that has any kind of development at all. So yeah, from episodes 1 to 4, and then the last half of episode 10, it's a decent show. It's pretty good. But from episode 4 to halfway to the first half of the last episode, the 10th episode, it is hard to watch. Like, I even tried to watch it again the other day, and it was genuinely hard to get through. It's the plot comes to a grinding halt starting in episode 5. Nothing happens at all. There's no advancement in anything. There's no like nothing happens. Like that's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, what do I say during this video? I was thinking about this yesterday. There's not much I can say because there's not much that actually fucking happens in this show after the 4th episode and before the last one. Like, it's just like the whole thing is on a pause for like 5 hours. And not only that, but you can take a bunch of stuff out of this show, and it doesn't change anything. There's so much stuff that's in here just to be in here, just for the aesthetic. Like the whole, like, if you've watched the show, you know what this means. If you don't, then don't bother watching it. You can just not understand it. Just stop watching this video, honestly. Don't waste your time watching the show just to understand this video, for the love of God. But there's a whole, like, Pogue versus Kook. The Pogues are, like, the poor boys, and the Kooks are, like, the rich boys. That doesn't affect anything at all. But I know what, if you watch the show, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, what about those 3 kook boys who were trying to beat up John B the whole show? That's because JJ held a gun to their head, dude. If I held a gun to your head while my homie went and stole your girlfriend and fucked her in the attic, then yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too. I don't care how poor you are. I don't care what side of the island you live on. You held a gun to my head while your homeboy started clapping my girlfriend's cheeks in the attic of an abandoned church. Obviously, I'm gonna be angry, dude. It doesn't matter. Like, the whole Pogue versus Kook thing is just there for like the little jabs in between. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the actual story or development of anything in the show. It's there to sell merch. That's what it is. It's there to sell T-shirts. It's there for the BuzzFeed quizzes, and it's there for the T-shirts. That's all it is. Has nothing to do with the story at all. And the same thing with the majority of the stuff that happens in this show. It just doesn't have an effect on anything. And the actual interesting characters, like JJ, Pope, and kind of Key, they just don't get any time to develop that. Or those are the only characters that even develop at all. The only sorry if I'm mumbling like a madman, but the only characters that even develop a little bit in the show are JJ, Pope a little bit, and Sarah Cameron. That's her name. Who the hell? Sarah Connor's a real person though. Who is Sarah Connor? Oh, it's from Terminator. Okay. Yeah, Sarah Connor's from Terminator. No, this girl's name is Sarah Cameron. The last two Terminator movies are just about as bad as this show, by the way. That's different. So yeah, the only characters that actually change at all are Sarah's brother, who has a really weird name that I can't remember, and then JJ, and Pope a little bit. And what I mean by development is the brother stops doing cocaine. That's his development. And he's one of the most developed characters in this show. Yeah. JJ has a good amount actually, like, but then again, like when you look back at it, like the biggest things he does is buy a hot tub and not kill his dad. So not exactly a great list of accomplishments for the most developed character on the show, but he's the best character nonetheless. And Pope runs out on his scholarship interview to warn them about a plane being too heavy, and that's where the gold is. It's in the plane. That's why they needed a big runaway, because the plane's too heavy. That's why it's too heavy. There's gold in it. That also affects nothing at all. Like, he didn't need to run out. He didn't need to run out of the scholarship. Like that, either way, him running out or not, the plane gets away. If the plane doesn't get away, because the plane didn't leave, and the plane didn't leave because John B stopped it. That whole sequence, nothing happened because of what Pope did. Like, you're gonna say, oh, the cop came and the dad shot the cop, so Pope advanced story for one more episode. Yee! Not really, dude. A lot of the stuff was gonna happen anyway, that you just had to give a reason for. Like, you know the whole saying, like in the first Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's like a saying or a theory, like if you take Indiana Jones out of that movie, nothing changes. Think about it. The Nazis still eventually find the Ark, and they still open it on that island, and they still get melted. Indiana Jones does little to nothing in that movie to advance anything. The only thing that you can argue Indiana Jones does is he finds the real place of the Ark, and the Nazis weren't digging in the right spot. And then the counter to that is, well, they were going to dig there eventually, or Indiana helped the Nazis. Okay, it still advances the story one way or another, but that's what this show is. You can take so much out of this show, and absolutely nothing changes. Not only, it's like, it's bad on both ends of the spectrum. Like, they do too much to justify something at some points, but then other points, they do absolutely nothing and shit just happens. And I know what you're going to say, well, if they're extreme bad at both ends, doesn't that even out and make it a great show? No. What? That's like saying, like, if politically, one of my beliefs was far right in being, yes, free guns for everyone over the age of 1.5, and then far left being, you can kill babies up to the age of 1.5. Does that make me a good person? No, that makes me a psychopath. That's what this show is. This show is a psychopath. Nothing makes sense, and nothing happens for a reason at all. Like, the whole end of the show, the whole, like, 8th and 9th episode is basically just them showing us why John B's friends are sad. And then they're sad at the end anyway because they think John B's dead. Also, yeah, spoiler warning for this video, but it doesn't really matter. The ending, there's no ending. They're setting up for a season 2. Nothing happens, though. Like, there's nothing for me to spoil. They find the gold halfway through, and Sarah's dad shoots a cop that you see for like 10 minutes before that episode. Now, there's nothing for me to spoil because there's nothing that happens. Like, I don't get why this has gotten as big as it is. Like, there's all kinds of accounts out there saying, like, oh, this is the best Netflix show ever. What is wrong with you? If you think that, I'm sorry. Because as overrated or as overhyped or as cringy as you think Stranger Things is, it is a 10 times better show than this show is. By a fucking landslide. You can take any single character from Stranger Things, from any single episode. Not over the whole series. You can take one character from one episode and only use what they do in that episode, and I guarantee you, they do more than any one character does in this whole show of Outer Banks, in this whole season. It's ridiculous how little gets done in the 10 hours it has your attention. It really is. Like, the first couple episodes were so fast, and like, oh my god, this is progressing so much, and then they just give up on all of that to show you the dumbass love story between John B. and Sarah that, frankly, I don't care about, because they don't have any personality, so there's no reason for me to care about them. It's a garbage Romeo and Juliet rehash of, poor boy and the richest girl on the island. Wait, but they don't hate each other and their families don't hate each other. Nothing. There's no reason for them to like have that dumbass. He worked for her dad. There's no reason for them to resent each other because of their class. They fucking have known each other forever, and he worked for her dad. And not only that, but like John B, like his actor Chase something, like on his Instagram and stuff, he seems like he has a lot of charisma in person. But you would have never guessed that because in this show doesn't have any. He has no like, he barely has any personality for the first couple episodes, and then it just drops whenever he starts being in love with Sarah. He just loses all the personality he has. He was a pretty dry character to begin with, and then he just got like the slight bit of moisture he had left sucked out of him by love. And I know, wait a minute, weren't you saying in like your first video when you came back that you kind of like lost all your personality when you started falling for a girl? First of all, ouch, asshole. Second, that was because I got rejected by the person, not because the hottest girl on my island fell in love with me. So, no. And three, even if that was true, just because it's realistic doesn't mean it's interesting. Right? Like, just because it's a realistic thing that happens to teenagers doesn't mean I want to watch it for 10 hours in a Netflix series. Would you watch a Netflix special about tax evasion? No, because you know what tax evasion is? Literally doing nothing. Tax evasion is sitting on your couch for 3 months while tax season passes. Would you want to watch that? No, but it's realistic because it happens. Just because something's realistic doesn't make it good to watch. And that's what this is. Half this show is like so out there and stupid and stuff happening for no reason that it's uninteresting and ridiculous. And the other half is so grindingly realistic that you don't care about it. There's very little middle ground. And if you want me to give examples of stuff just happening for no reason, there's dudes that are chasing them down with guns for the first couple episodes, and then they're just gone. And never mentioned again. They were kind of important. They were the whole reason they were running around in the first couple episodes. Excuse me, now they're gone. We don't know where they came from. We don't know where they went. We don't know what they were doing. And no, it doesn't really matter because it didn't affect anything anyway. And then the actual gold, like, Sarah's dad was going to find the gold regardless. That's the same Indiana Jones thing. In Indiana Jones, the Nazis were going to find the Ark regardless. Indiana Jones just sped it up. In Outer Banks, Sarah's dad was going to find the gold regardless. John B. just sped it up. Nothing was effective by anything. I've talked for way too long about this bad show. I'm going to end this video now because I don't have anything left to say about it without getting extremely angry. Yes, I do. Never mind. Like I said, the development thing before, I watched this show right before watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time. A show that has an extremely high amount of character development in pretty much every character in the show. So, and then I tried to watch Outer Banks right after finishing Avatar, watch it a second time. Seeing the contrast between a show with an insane level of character development and a show with basically none is frightening. Sorry, my dog was being an asshole. But anyway, yeah, like, the difference in character quality between Avatar and this show is frightening. Like, I knew the characters weren't super great in Outer Banks, but after watching Avatar, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's it with Outer Banks. Speaking of Avatar, I'm gonna make some kind of Avatar video. Probably is my next video. Maybe my next couple. It's either gonna be, like, ranking the elements, something like that, or just fucking, like, most attractive girls in the show. Because that list is done. I could make that video now. I won't today, because I'm gonna upload. This is gonna take fucking forever to upload, because I talked for way too long anyway. But, yeah, this show sucked. This video probably sucked. I'm gonna make Avatar shit coming in the future, so... Bye.